All righty, it's 8:05. Thank you so much for joining our opportunity tonight. I'm going to let our presenter go ahead and get started. Thank you again so much for taking the time out of your schedule.
All right. Thank you, Ashley. I was laughing because I was just about to jump on at 8:05 and you jumped in and said, all right. You actually literally scared me. I was laughing. You're talking about we're about to get started. So I immediately started thinking about MC Hammer's Let's Get It Started. So that tells you my age a little bit. But thank everyone for joining us this evening. We have a full house, looks like. We have several hundred people on that are viewing with us on various platforms right now. And we thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your schedule to learn more about UIG and the opportunity that we have. Also, most importantly, we also thank all of our brand partners for joining us and inviting all of their family members, friends, peers, and associates that have expressed interest in being a part of the change, joining the movement, doing something different to make a better chance for themselves and their families. So again, we want to welcome each and every one of you to our UIG Opportunity webinar. Again, we hope that each of you are just as excited about our innovative and interactive approach to financial health as we are. As you see here, one of the things that we truly believe in is that we believe that entrepreneurs are the very heart of what the American dream is all about. It is that drive and that heart that has allowed us to grow as a company at an exponential rate in just 10 short years. And now it's time for you to join the movement and be the change. Now, let me introduce myself again. You might have heard Ashley mention me. My name is Quentin Pete. I'm the Chief Operating Officer. I also go by QP, which is what most of you will come to know me as. You'll learn soon enough how much of a family that we truly are, no matter the size of our brand partner community. And one of the things we always pitch is that family environment. So QP will be what most of you will come comfortable calling me from there. Tonight, what's going to happen is you're going to hear from multiple team members of our executive team. So it won't just be myself. It won't just be Ashley. It's also going to be other members of our executive team. And what you're going to hear is you're going to hear the excitement, the passion that we have, as well as the why and the what behind UIG. Now, currently, my role as COO is that I oversee all corporate operations, working closely with the executive board and management group, helping to plan different or various company initiatives, creating and implementing different systems, more so related to our field relations, and then also ensuring the overall quality of our management techniques. Now, during my tenure here at Umbrella, we've grown into a financial services and internet marketing giant, recognized as one of the top companies, not to mention one of Texas' fastest growing companies in the state. And as you know, everything is big in Texas, so we do it big as well in that regard. Now, just to tell you a couple of things we're going to cover tonight. All right, we're going to share a few things with you, but they're all going to be aligned within the same thing. So first of all, we're going to talk about what we believe, what it is that we believe here at Umbrella, and why we're so excited about UIG. Also, we're going to talk about how we help people start and grow a successful financial services marketing business, in addition to how the Umbrella Business Platform actually works. All right. Now, during the presentation, what we want to do is we want you to think of these three questions. All right. How financially healthy am I, or am I and my family? Second question, do we practice healthy spending habits, allowing us to fully maximize our savings and eliminate debt? And lastly, have we properly prepared for the future? So again, I want you to consider those three questions as we're talking tonight, because we want you to apply those questions not only to yourself, but also think about other individuals that those questions may apply to as well. Now, you may have heard me mention earlier about we started, just 10 years ago, 2009, right? We founded that just 10 years ago, and we've grown into a nationwide network of licensees and partners for both our financial services and internet marketing division. Now, we are headquartered right here in Dallas, Texas, currently employing just over 30 employees in our home office. And we proudly celebrate the fact that we have an A+ rated Better Business Bureau ranking. Now, you might have seen my picture already when we first put it up. This is a nice little snapshot of our corporate executive team here, from our president, CEO, and founder, Kevin Murphy. That's the handsome guy on the left with the red tie and the black vest there. and other members of our management team as well. What I want to do is reiterate exactly what it is that we truly believe in here, right? We believe that everyone, regardless of your starting point, deserves a chance to prosper. Now, that prosperity starts with financial security first, right? Get out of the habit of living paycheck to paycheck and being one paycheck away from total disaster, right? From that point, we gain momentum with financial stability, which is having savings to obtain assets that overall will help you build wealth, like purchasing a home or using those funds to go to college and gain additional education, which obviously will help increase your income as well. Lastly, it continues with financial mobility, which is the opportunity to climb the economic ladder for a brighter future for yourself and your family. Now, our current plan is very simple. We call it the 40-40-40 plan. All right? And let me tell you what that is, because we all know what it is, but let me walk you through. You work 40 hours a work week for 40 years, and then after you retire, somewhere between the ages of 60 and 70, you're then asked to live on 40% of the income that you made, which you are struggling to live on when it was 100% of that, right? Now, what we like to say here is that at the end of the day, most people that we know, ourselves included, work regular jobs, spend most of our time buried in debt, whether it's from student loans, medical bills, or credit card debt. But at the end of our working life, we discovered that we have to keep on working. That's why we see the individuals that are working as greeters at Walmart and Costco and Sam's, right? We have to also experience a lower standard of living than when we were employed because the income is now lower than what we were before. Personally, I think that it's utterly cool to work hard for your entire life only to end up broke and tired in the end with nothing to show for it. And here's the thing, even if you have a comfortable career where you're making six figures, nothing is for certain. I can say that from firsthand experience. Nothing is for certain, whether you're making $200,000 or $20,000. As a result, we all need to cultivate a plan B. And it's our opinion that generating an ongoing income with UIG is the best plan B that you'll ever find. Now, we're built on service and we're powered by people. That is what has allowed us to grow from one location to over 3,000 owners across the US here in just 10 short years. What makes this plan so different from the previously mentioned common 40-40-40 plan is the fact that our system is designed for your financial benefit, not someone else's. So you're not simply working to make someone else wealthy and rich. You're working to make yourself wealthy, building a legacy to leave behind for your family as well. Now, to reinforce that 2 to 3 year plan, here are a few numbers I want to throw out at you. Now, we've already talked about, we've been in business since 2009, that's 10 years. You might have also heard me talk about us having more than 3,000 umbrella owners nationwide throughout our platforms. Now, the income for those owners range on average from $300 to $6,600 per month. That's up to $6,600 per month in ongoing monthly residual income on average. Throughout that tenure, we've helped over 500,000 customers and clients. And that is what has allowed us, again, as you saw earlier, to stay with that AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau as well. Again, we think people deserve a better opportunity to forge their own success, not working their whole lives to help someone else's dreams come true. We've been focused on specifically helping individuals from all walks of life turn to business ownership as a primary means to earn income for themselves and their families. So that's why we like to say that we have a unique business platform, right? We think that our products, the people power, and the system, which is key, the system that we have in place to help you generate an ongoing income. Now, what is the end result of that? Simple. More time to spend with the things and with the people, rather, and the things that you like to do the most or that you love to do. Not to mention the fact that you now have access to having the freedom financially to be completely free of stress. We believe that now is the perfect time to start building your plan B with us. Now, we've leveraged powerful technology to help our brand partners build their brand quickly, efficiently, and effectively. We like to use the phrase social commerce. Well, yes, what is social commerce? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? It's earning an income using the social world around you. We take what you do every single day, from texting to posting to sharing, and we've allowed ourselves to really build that into a business model that you can use. Gone are the days of the retail channel of yesteryear. Our direct sales and social marketing business model far exceeds that in favor of a person-to-person focus. You're in control, so you can earn money anywhere, anytime. You can earn as much as you want or as little as you want. Now, what we'll focus on this portion here is going to be tied to the actual economic structure that we're coming through. And like we like to use the phrase called the U economy. The U economy perfectly aligns with what we were saying earlier as it relates to social commerce. The U economy, you might have already be familiar with certain things such as Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, Amazon delivery, working from home. You know, those are things that we consider to be the U economy. Now, fortunately, the recent changes in tax law that has come about has allowed you to really take advantage of that. Being a business owner, unlike before, has many advantages that we were not familiar with in the past. From write-offs to simply having additional income. Give me 1 second here. All right, my apologies. Looks like our screen is frozen. Let me see what's going on here. 1 second. We'll get it squared away so we can go over to the next slide. All right, here we go. All right, now, we like to say that we are a true business in a box, right? And what is that? Well, in essence, what we like to say is that every aspect of a business that you need to be successful, you have it right at your fingertips. No need to go here or there or everywhere else to gain access to different things. We have it all together for you in one fell swoop, or as we say, a one-stop shop. So we like to say that we're different by design. What I'm going to do is talk about how we're like a franchise and also how we're unlike a franchise. Now, you heard me mention business in a box. That's that systemized, standardized, and uniform approach. In addition to that, we're going to provide you with different management systems, from a CRM or platform for you to appropriately manage your client base, to also being able to manage your teams, right? We're going to provide you with marketing tools that are second to none, from visual aids to digital marketing to websites, videos, commercials, everything that you have at your disposal. Training systems, whether it's in person or virtual, you'll have full access to, both for you and your team. Now, the most important aspect is, again, the products and the services. Now, we truly believe that those products and services, not that we believe it, but it is market driven. Later on in the presentation, you're going to hear how there's obviously a need for these services, but we're also going to stress how much of a need it truly is. Last but not least, how we're like a franchise, branding and increased visibility. What we've been able to do over the last 10 years, you may not know Umbrella, but you know some of our other brands, whether it's Integrity Tax Return, Refund Advantage, Expert Tax and Services. Those are brands that are known all across the US, right? So what we're doing is we're giving you that increased visibility, not only for those brands, but also our new brand of UIG. Now let's talk about the fun part. How are we unlike a franchise? Well, simple. There's no franchise fees or royalties. There's no expensive startup costs. The minimum startup is very minimal. We'll go into that detail here in a little bit as well. Again, you just heard me mention about the tax benefits of starting a business. With this being a virtual business, there's no monthly overhead at all. And because we are nationwide, there's no territorial restrictions. Now, we mentioned that you can make as much as you want or as little as you want, which means that your time that you spend towards this is completely flexible and up to you. Now, I don't think I have to, I'll say this. I don't think it's too much for me to say how exceptional of a business opportunity this is. I think not only now, but when we get through, you'll be able to see firsthand how we're different. You heard me mention be the change earlier. That's just it. Be the change. Be a part of something special. This is going to be a movement that's going to spread. I would think, I'll say this. We spread very quickly in 10 years. We expect to have that type of growth that we did in 10 years in the next 12 to 18 months. That's how excited we are about this. We expect that same growth in the next 12 to 18 months. And we want you to be a part of that. There's an obvious overwhelming need for the services and products that we offer. The income potential is unlimited. The timing of it is now. You can start part-time and make money to simply cover your car note or your mortgage, or you can fire your boss and work full-time once you've grown up to that as well. Again, it's virtually a risk-free option with minimal expenses needed to start up. Now, we believe that there's 4 major trends that have led to where we are today in society. And we think that we're perfectly positioned to take advantage of those trends. Now, I've said a few times already about Americans living paycheck to paycheck. That number is currently 78%. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, right? As a result, there's an underserved market for people who need access to the financial resources and tools that we provide. The approach we take is one-on-one, so it's not a mass marketing approach. It's a one-on-one, interactive, person-to-person concept. And then the overall need and rise of entrepreneurship further exacerbates that particular piece. You heard me talk about the gig economy. Those contract workers are entrepreneurs. Why shouldn't you be the one to provide the additional services that they need to be successful in that area as well? Now, at this time, I told you earlier that you're going to hear from multiple members of the executive team. You're going to now hear from Derek Browning. He is our Chief Sales Officer. Derek is the first person in the company to earn over $500,000, that's $500,000 in commissions a year, owning a home-based business. Derek has I'm not going to say a crazy way, but he has a great way of coming up with different slogans and coming up with different programs to pique people's interest and attract them to the things that we're doing. One of those programs is called the Convert Your Spending into Earning mantra, and then also the Save and Earn program. Derek, man, I know you're gonna just blow the roof off with your presentation here, but let's go ahead and take it over, man. Show's yours. There's your drum roll.
All right, QP, thank you so much for that introduction, sir. And yeah, you're right. I was expecting a drum roll, but this will do. So welcome, first off, I want to welcome everybody who joined the call this evening. So we're so happy to have you guys on board and available for us this evening. One thing is certain for 2019, more families than ever need help preparing for a better future. I think we all know that. There's an overwhelming need to help individuals and families with their finances. Unfortunately, there are only a handful of companies willing to do that. As Quinn mentioned earlier, 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 47% don't have prime credit scores. And they say they have more debt than they can even manage. 60% can't come up with $400 in an emergency if they had it today. 48% have credit card debt, On average, that's over $16,000 with a 19% interest rate, which is extremely high for anyone. 7 out of 10 households are 2 missed paychecks from being completely broke. Many financial service companies focus only on the wealthy few, leaving many individuals and families grossly underserved. And I'll tell you where most families fall today, living paycheck to paycheck, and they have way too much debt. Most families don't even have a basic savings account. So you ask yourself, what's the price of having poor financial health? I'll tell you what that price is. That means no peace of mind, stress and frustration, a negative impact on our families, sleeplessness, lost opportunities, lack of confidence, lack of hope, lowered expectations, and of course, lack of dreams. And I will tell you guys, struggling financially doesn't discriminate based on income levels. Of the 170 million adults living paycheck to paycheck right now, the majority of those individuals are middle class. A quarter of them are upper middle class. And as you can see, all of us are pretty much struggling with finances. Struggling has become the new normal. It's just hard to tell because our country's promise of an American dream makes struggling feel shameful. We're all supposed to be succeeding, right? So when we aren't, we're assuming that something must be wrong with us. We feel so much shame around struggling with money that we hide it from our neighbors. We hide it from our friends, family, and all too often we hide it from ourselves. At UIG, we spent a lot of time trying to understand how we ended up nearly with everyone struggling. We figured that knowing what got us into this mess will definitely help us get out of it. So this is the math that describes what people do with their money. So I really want everyone to pay really close attention to this slide here, okay? You get paid income. Then you pay your bills. Those are your fixed expenses. Then you decide what to do with the money that's left over. That's considered your discretionary spending. And if there's enough left, anything left over after that, you use your credit card or you get a payday advance or your bank account overdrafts, and that costs money as well. So you think about that for a second. Everyone has fixed bills. You have a car note or a mortgage or insurance, things like that are fixed bills. But what do you have left over? What are you spending that leftover money on? Okay. And those things, like I said, cost money. If you get any type of overdraft fees, if you have late credit card payments you need to make, or if you don't have enough money, some of us go get a payday loan, right? So you have to include all those things, which will be considered waste. If you have any money left over, there's your savings. So what I just explained, based on those fixed incomes and what you're doing with the rest of your money, do you have enough money at the end of the month? Do you have anything left over? A lot of people don't. So we have at UIG found this framework very useful for understanding why we're struggling. So when you map out your struggles as basic math, like I just did, one thing becomes immediately clear. Over the last 3 decades, this math has gotten harder and harder for us to do. Now, that's where our UIG services come into play. We help you fix that math. We eliminate spending, and we help you save. Let me explain a little bit further on that. Income. When you account for inflation, income over the last 3 decades has not grown for the bottom 90% of earners at all. Fixed expenses. Many expenses have skyrocketed. Education costs have increased by 600% since 1990. I know that firsthand because I have a daughter in college. Healthcare has also increased by 400%. Housing has increased by 200%. One of those skyrocketed expenses, ironically, the way to make more money is college. So to unlock any income growth today, you need a college degree. To unlock meaningful income growth, you need a graduate degree. But like I mentioned earlier, college is now 600% more expensive than it was years ago. So you definitely can afford it without taking on massive student loan debt. And since paying that debt back with interest effectively cancels out any income growth you unlock, you end up right back where you started. Now, if that sounds like a system that's rigged, that's because it is. So now let's talk about discretionary spending. In America, we choose to spend nearly all of our money we have left over after bills. In the 70s and 80s, households chose to spend around 85% of that money that was left over. Since 1990, that number has climbed to 98%. It does not include money spent on credit, money we spend when we actually don't even have it. So let's talk about waste. Speaking of money that we don't have, we do a lot of that. And it's expensive. Americans lose $240 billion every year paying for credit card products like credit card interest, payday loans, late fees, and overdrafts. We spend more now and we waste more on debt. When you include money spent on credit, the average American household spends 120% of their discretionary income, 20% more than they actually have. Savings, as a result of how hard the math is now, we don't save nearly as much as we used to. In 1990, the savings rate for the bottom 90% of earners was around 9%. Today, that number is 2%. In case the insanity of those numbers isn't clear, what this means, guys, is that households making annual income of up to $140,000 have an average savings rate today of only 2%, which is alarming. Again, this is not a poor people problem. Not having saving is only a problem because to do anything in life, we all know you must have money. From having $50 to pay for a college application fee, to needing $150 to buy a suit for a job interview, to putting together $500 to move into a better apartment in a better school district, or to having $1,500 for a deposit on a more reliable vehicle. Making a better life requires you to be able to save money. At UIG, we realize that if we want the American dream to be anything more than a fantasy, we need to start helping people save money. And going forward, I want to introduce Miss Ashley Fisher. She's our Executive VP and Chief Knowledge Officer. Ashley is recognized as one of the best in our industry today. She was voted twice as Woman Extraordinaire in 2014 and 2015, as well as Top 50 Entrepreneur by Right Way Tax Solutions Group the last 3 years. Her passion to help others and can-do attitude has helped lead the charge at Umbrella since 2009. Not to mention, she's responsible for training nationwide. Once again, I want to welcome Miss Ashley Fisher.
Thank you so much, Derek, for that awesome introduction. I feel like I got my drum roll from you. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and push a little bit deeper. You have just learned about our business, about us as a business, and you understand where we are and the problems that we have in our economy today. So I'm going to take you a little bit deeper into what we have going on, a little bit more about us. So here's the thing. There's a number of business models helping people who already have a healthy amount of money to invest, right? But what about the millions of Americans with no assets at all, or even negative net worth? Those with credit card debt, no emergency savings fund, no idea how much money is coming into their household, going out of their household, or where the money is even going. But believe me, those people, they want help. So from a financial literacy standpoint, it's a natural inclination to fix the problem with education. That's natural. It's healthy. It's a healthy instinct because most of society's problems, education can be the silver bullet, right? But unfortunately for this particular problem, we help do the math, and doing the math is something that we want to help with. It's largely about forming good, healthy habits. It's about forming those habits, and we all know that as we get into an adulthood, it's very hard to change those habits, right? And as a result, adult financial literacy education programs are ineffective at helping people change certain behaviors. So in reality, most people are not a good fit for financial advisors, given how they typically operate today. Traditional financial advisors often profit from selling very expensive commissionable products that aren't even in the best interest of the consumer. But typically, they focus on people who actually have money. So at UIG, our focus is to make the math super easy. Partly about making the math easier is about changing the numbers for people. Think about changing the numbers, increasing people's income, reducing major expenses, helping people spend less money, and eliminating wasteful spending. So for people like us, Americans, we can get out of debt, right, and save towards our goals like, you know, that we have in our lives without feeling guilty about the relationship that we actually have with our own money. So I'll tell you guys this, growing up, I was never taught about the value of a dollar, or I never learned how to manage my money. And the tools that we have today are very difficult and they're a pain to actually use. So one thing that we do know is that our financial institutions, where they're supposed to help us, they actually profit when we fail. Think about that. But even if we do change all the numbers for the better, we also need to make it easier for people to do the math, period. Because we're so busy, we're overwhelmed with life, kids, etc. Most of us don't even budget our money on a daily basis. We sort of just, ignore our money and hope for the best. So I'm excited to announce the fact that this is why we built Hope, as you see on your screen, your very own financial assistant in your pocket. Hope is powered by artificial intelligence and behavioral economics. She learns about your finances, your spending habits, your savings habits, your credit habits, and provides actionable insights and guidance. Think about that technology that interacts with you guys. That's super, super amazing. At UIG, our goal is to create a world where you don't have to stress about money, because most people are stressed about their money. Hope's machine learning and advanced AI-driven techniques enables the identification of actionable patterns across a massive data set. Using these analytics techniques is critical to building a personalized and engaging experience with actionable recommendations. It actually helps our members proactively improve their financial health. And until now, the credit score has been used as a default measure. However, credit scores, they're meant to do something very specific, right? They automate predictions of your future loan repayment behavior based on any of your past loan repayment behaviors, right? Our financial life, after all, encompasses much more than just loan repayments. I have a few questions for you guys. I want you to think about these questions thoroughly. Are consumers really keeping up with their bills? Do you guys really keep up with your bills? Are they able to tuck away some savings each week, each month for an emergency or any long-term goals like retirement, child education? Are our families protected, or are your families protected from financial shocks through proper tax planning? Those are very good questions, and they actually make you really, really think. So why is there no easy way to monitor our financial stress and strength? We measure our physical health. We've got EKGs to monitor our hearts. We know high blood pressure is linked to low or poor heart health. We measure our daily steps obsessively with a Fitbit. I'm sure everybody on this call has had one or owned one before, because we know that a healthy heart is good for us. So where is the Fitbit for our wallet? It should just be simply that easy and fun for us to monitor our financial health the same way that we monitor our physical health. But now it will be, right? So we'd like to introduce our UIG Financial Health Check. It's our proprietary visual score that all Americans can use to measure the progress towards their financial dreams. So what we're doing is we're leveraging powerful artificial intelligence, which are AI tools, guys, machine learning, and behavioral science to help Americans escape the traditional hassles of managing personal finances. We want people to feel more empowered and in sync with their money. Imagine how you feel if you're empowered and in control and in sync with your money. This kind of daily measurement provided by our health check makes progress positive and the momentum more accessible and attainable. So for UIG members, this is an essential navigation system to better financial behaviors and a better healthier tomorrow. So a little bit more about our financial health check. Our financial health check measures and monitors 4 areas of your financial health: where you save money, how well members are prepared for expenses, where you spend your money, spending in line with your income. Soaring encompasses your credit score and overall credit health, where we shield you, right? Where you can understand and organize your protection and needs for your family. Where you strive, right? We want people to strive for entrepreneurial opportunity, members of people who want to increase their income. So now that members will have at their fingertips a real-time score, something that's personalized, and that personalized advice is from Hope over these 5 pillars of your financial health. So I'll talk about that we're thrilled, which we're super excited. I'm super excited. I know everybody on this call is super excited that we can offer everyone, every American, a revolutionary new way to get ahead. So our UIG financial memberships are an affordable, they're a monthly subscription service for UIG members, and it gives them access to an array of integrated tools and services. And coupled and combined with Hope, with these specialty tools and services, creates an integrated approach to help members save money, borrow money, spend, and shield for their lives. So now that you learned a little bit about our technology and the fact that we're super excited about this powerful tool that's going to be a game changer in our industry, I'm going to go ahead and transition over to our opportunity and why you are on this call. I'd like to introduce our Chief Creative Officer, Shantia West, and she actually manages the creative development for Umbrella. She has owned and operated a successful umbrella business since 2013. She's been an executive board member, and she serves a really key role in the creative decision making. Additionally, she's implemented several systems that have been critical to our growth and success. So welcome, Shantia. I'll let you go ahead and take us away. Shantia, if you're on, you may be on mute.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, but you have an echo.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, let's try this again. All right, can everybody hear me?
Yes. We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for the introduction. Sorry about the technical difficulties, Guy. I'm the creative person, not the technical person. So what I want us to do is let's look at this 40-year plan again, right? The 40-year plan, we talked about it earlier, you know, that plan where you work for 40 years and you make somebody else money, but you don't make yourself any, that plan. And I want you guys to just think about it for a second and ask yourself, is that plan working for you? Like right now, today, is that plan working for you? What I know is that it's not really working for a lot of people because the average American family earns $56,000 a year. And out of that $56,000, they're spending $51,000, which means there's only $5,000 left. $5,000 all year long to cover everything that they need in savings, right? And it doesn't cover all of the stuff that they say we should have in savings, right? So it's not going to cover the 4 months worth of living expenses. It's not going to cover the $1,000 emergency fund, both of which we're supposed to have to be considered financially healthy, right? It's not going to cover that. And what happens then if we were to lose our job? What if we got sick and we couldn't work, right? So what would we do then if that's all we had? So this is why I wanted you guys to think about the plan, because this is the time that we really need to start thinking about that plan B and what it is and how it's going to work for us. So plan B, here's plan B. What if you could take all of that money that you were spending, that $51,000 that the average family spends every single year, and you could convert some of that into earnings for yourself. If you could use that money, increase your income, accelerate your savings, that is exactly what we do. That's what our program does. So the UIG business model is actually the plan B. And it's a one-of-a-kind concept. It's going to help you convert what money you're spending into money that you could actually be earning. And let's take a look at how it all works, because it's really simple. We like to keep things simple here. So we created a 4-step process that makes it all possible. 4 simple steps, and those steps are going to allow you to convert that spending into money, put it in your pocket, and have some savings almost immediately. 4 steps. Step 1, complete the spending assessment. Step 2, changing your spending habits. Step 3, automating your savings and earning. And then step 4, creating leverage. And now let me show you why this works. I know it's only 4 steps, but it's 4 powerful steps, okay? The reason it works is because out of that $51,000 that the average family spends each year, we found about $1,500 a month. That's $18,000 a year of that money that's spent is actually spent on products and services that you could have redirected. So I don't know if you heard that, so I'm going to repeat it. $18,000 a year. That's a possible $18,000 a year that could have been converted into earnings for people like you, for me, for everybody. And that's why what we do in order to help you get started is we start with step 1, the UIG spending assessment. This is where it all begins. You take this assessment, and then the assessment is actually designed to highlight the money that you're spending on, let's say, a daily, weekly, monthly, even annual basis, right? All that money that you spend that could potentially be converted into earnings, into savings, and be in your pocket. And then step 2 is changing your spending habits, because now we've already done the assessment. The assessment's done. We've been able to highlight all of the opportunity areas, we'll call them. And now you decide whether you want to eliminate it, reduce it, or challenge it and redirect it into your personal savings. And then from there, all you have to do is just change your behaviors on how you spend and how you waste. And immediately by step 2, you already have an increase in your savings. Step 2, and you already have an increase. And then we get to step 3, which is automating your saving and earnings, right? At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to redirect a portion of what you're already spending, and we're going to put that into one of those financial memberships that Ashley was just talking about. That's going to give you access to all the tools, all the services, everything that you're going to need to make sure that you actually stick to the plan that you just outlined, right? On what you were going to eliminate, what you were going to reduce, all of that. We want to make sure you stick to it. And that plan is going to help you continue to improve those spending and saving habits as you move forward. And then it's going to build a UIG business to help you earn money by doing exactly that same thing for other people. Okay. And then last but not least, step 4. This is it. Step 4 is create leverage. And creating leverage with UIG is actually really simple also. Again, we like simplicity. So it's really simple. 3 things, and you can create leverage with this. All you have to do is find people who are committed like you to changing their financial situation, right? They're going to follow these same 4 steps, just like you did. They're going to complete the spending assessment, and then you guys are just going to work together on changing spending habits. And by doing that, you've already gotten yourselves to a point where you're creating this residual ongoing income that fast, right? And at the end of the day, we're already spending it. We're spending it. It's gone anyway. So if we're spending it and we're making other people money, why not convert it into spending, convert that spending into money for ourselves, right? Convert it into an earnings. So whether you're looking to make this into like a whole new career, or you're just wanting to earn some extra money on the side, whichever it is, we want to make things simple. We want to make it easy for you to start. That's why we do it this way. All you have to do is follow the 4-step system, identify other people who want to follow that system also. And at the end of the day, you're earning residual income, and that's all you have to do. That's it. It does not get any easier than that. And then I guess while we're talking about earning income, we should probably talk about how you earn, right? Because you can't really, well, I guess you could, but you really shouldn't. Talk about like all the money that you can earn without talking about how you earn it. So we actually can earn money 3 different ways here, which makes it really cool because not only are you earning 3 different ways, but you're earning money 3 different ways at the same time. So it's not either or. You can be earning all 3 ways all at the same time. The first way is through your personal production, and your personal production, that's those people that you found that wanted to improve their finances just like you. They follow those 4 steps just like you did. And every person who does that, you get paid for, right? And then the second way that you can earn money with us is through the override of the production of the team that you've helped develop, right? So what this means is those people that you just walk through those 4 steps, those individuals, as they help other people walk through those same 4 steps and improve their finances, you make money off of that also, okay? And then the third way that you can earn money with us is actually a pretty awesome one too, because this is through bonuses. So as you reach leadership titles, which means as you bring on your people, they go through the 4 steps, they improve their finances, they help other people improve their finances. As that happens and you're building your business and they're building theirs, what happens is you take on kind of this leadership role. And as you start hitting those leadership ranks, you actually get rewarded for helping other people make their businesses successful also. So, and we're not talking about like these little bonuses that are like $5, $10, $15. We're talking about these are like $500, $1,000 bonuses. And it's just for helping other people be successful just like you are. So pretty simple, right? We wanted to make this something that you guys could really jump in and take off with, which is the whole reason we make things as simple as we do. It's going to make it to where anybody really can come in, start, grow your whole financial service marketing business, right? Our platform is going to give you probably the best, not gonna say probably, the best opportunity out there for entrepreneurs, period. There's nothing like what we do, from the technology to the tools to the support, everything. We give you the entire system. We're giving it all to you. You get the landing pages, you get web pages, you're gonna get Hope. Hope's gonna be there to help you as well manage your business. She's going to teach you all the best practices, all the concepts, and then she's going to walk with you through this whole process. So you're not having to go through it by yourself. She's there, we're going to walk with you through all of it, right? And we made it this way purposely, right? Again, we wanted to make sure that this is something that it didn't matter who it was. You guys could come in, you could take this, and you could be successful at it. And so we've made it so simple. Those 4 simple steps are so easy that we tell everybody, look, the system works 100% of the time for 100% of the people when they just follow those 4 steps. So if you can follow those 4 steps, you can be successful with this business, okay? And then again, I know we've already said this, but if you're spending the money, I want you to really just ask yourself, do you agree if you're already spending the money that it just makes better sense to redirect that spending into something that's going to make your lifestyle better for you, for your family, versus making somebody else's better? Because it's being spent anyway, it's making somebody's life better, whether it's theirs or yours. And if you agree that you think it makes more sense to redirect it to yourself, then now is the time. Like right now, tonight, this is the time to really start thinking about joining this business, because you can take this as far as you want to. You can take this and make it as big as you want to, because people need what we have. People need a plan B, and they need it now more than they probably ever have. This business makes sense all the time, whether it's in a good economy or a bad economy, it doesn't matter because everybody needs this plan B, right? And you have the ability to offer something that people really, really need, that they are going to be able to benefit from. And the ball's in your court tonight, guys, okay? It is all on you. You have two choices right now. You can continue to spend money making other people money like we've been doing so far, or you can convert your spending into earning with the UIG business and you can make yourself money. It's completely up to you. You decide which you prefer. You decide which makes more sense to you, right? And if you decide it makes more sense to go ahead and convert the money to yourself than somebody else, then what I want you to do is go ahead and get back with the person who sent you to the webinar tonight. Get back with them, let them know, hey, I'm interested, I want to get more information, I want to get started. You know what, as a matter of fact, I'm about to do something super crazy because I am so certain about our ability to help you guys get into this business and how simple it is and the 4 simple processes. I'm so certain that you can get in, you can start making some money right now. Actually, hey, Quentin, are you still on?
I am. Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about, what do you think we can do to help them get started? What do you think about possibly that $89? What do you think we can do?
Yeah, I don't even know if many people caught that $89 on the other slide. Some might have saw it and said, I'll ask about it later, but we'll go ahead and just get it out the way. Let's do this. Why don't we see if we can, we'll waive the $80 for the first 30 days, allow them to see how easy this business is. They can see firsthand, make some money, and then we'll just hold off for 30 days so they can try it out. What does that sound? You there?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, let's do that. What we can do is we'll waive it for the first 30 days. All they have to do is we'll get rid of the $89, the initial that they would have to pay normally. We'll waive it for 30 days so they can get acclimated, get their systems, start making some money. And obviously they'll make way more than $89 here within their first 30 days. Matter of fact, our goal is for them to do substantially more than that. But yeah, instead of paying it up front like we normally do with the $89 and then selecting a plan, we'll just we'll hold off on that $89 for the first 30 days and get them started with that. We're good to go with that, Shantia? I know Shantia's been having some microphone issues here. Can you hear us there? Are you still there, Shantia?
I am, and I have been having some microphone.
No, you're fine. All right, go ahead. I'll let you take it back. But yeah, I have no problem. Let's go ahead and get that. We'll get that done.
Yay. Okay. So there we go, guys. I sweetened the deal for you. Actually, Quentin sweetened the deal for you. I didn't have anything to do with it. But now, if you think that this is for you, definitely get back with the person who sent you tonight. Let them know. They'll help you get started. And again, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your evening to jump on here with us. We really appreciate it. We look forward to working with each and every one of you very, very soon.
All right, thank you all again for joining.
Go ahead and open up the for any questions, you guys. So if you have any questions, you guys can go ahead and answer or ask away.